So I guess we're here with another episode of what we're going to call Quarantine Coaches today. We got Coach Kennedy up at Butler. How are you, man?
Man, doing all right. Just trying to stay not bored, too bored, I guess.
Yeah, staying away from people. Are you listening to the government's recommendations?
That I am. Outside of family, don't see a whole lot of people, so just kind of bunked up right now.
Yeah, man. So we'll jump into it. First year up there at Butler. How's that going?
Man, it's going great. Made the move in January. Left the Sunshine State and moved back up to the north. But no, it's going great. Great set of coaches I'm working with Coach Treg and Coach Norton. And I really think that the program is going to go to new heights here, and slowly but surely getting better. And definitely excited to be on board. And great academic place, great group of kids, family atmosphere. So I couldn't ask for much more.
So what's it like being a baseball player up there and kind of the direction of the program?
Yeah, like I said, it's a family atmosphere. The guys are very close knit. It's a small campus, so the athletes all know each other. We're looking at about 5,000-6,000 on campus. With the idea that plenty to do on campus, if not off campus. Downtown Indianapolis is 10-15 minutes away, so always have plenty of things to do. But no, it's the everyday is probably just like anywhere else. They get up early. Handle their academics, which is a must at our place. It's a great academic place. But once they handle that, they have full access to our indoor. So that place is pretty full most of the time. Getting some extra work in, weight room, practices, and then basically getting back to the studies there late at night, whether it be study tables or on their own, and getting back at it. I think it's similar from all players across the country, man. There's not a whole lot of free time in their day, but when there is free time, being so close to downtown Indy with so much to do, I think these guys get down and enjoy themselves a little bit and do that type of stuff.
I'm in North Carolina, you're up there, but we were both in Florida when we met. From a baseball standpoint, big change for you. You go from being able to be outside every single day to having to be inside sometimes. I have no idea. I've never lived in that situation. What's it like? How often are you inside? How much are you able to get done?
And we're fortunate enough that we do have facilities here. So whether it be on campus or off campus, I know we are able to get into the Colts indoor facility. We're
Nice.
able, we have a nice indoor facility with cages and access to, all types of different machines and plenty of equipment in there to train from the offensive side. And is big enough to go, live situations. So it's a lot different. And when you do get outside, there's a lot more layers being put on than what was being put on down in Florida. So being able to be outside, year round, it's a little bit different up here, but it's something that I grew up with as a player and as a young coach. And you can definitely develop guys and really hammer the fundamentals. It is less playing, but you do get more time to individually develop some guys.
Good stuff. You guys were playing above 500 baseball, just getting into that fun time of season, really, when this coronavirus came at the world. And it happened very quickly from playing, getting ready for your next series to season being over. What was that like? Take us through what happened there in the clubhouse and in the locker room with the coaches and the guys.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we kind of had a feel. We were actually down in Florida playing and finishing up a trip there on that Thursday morning, flying back up to Indianapolis for a series, our first home series on that Friday versus Western Michigan, and we kind of felt getting onto that plane when we got off there was going to be some big news, and how we address that with our team. And it started by basically conferences halting, to the NCAA saying, canceling all the championship series, to the NBA, to everybody going down, and it just kind of went down that list. So it was different for sure. It was challenging. I mean, it was one of those not so fun moments for coaches for sure. But
Can you compare it to anything in your career that you've had to deal with?
no, it's because there's so much uncertainty, I guess, with all of this, and so basically it's, hey, stop what you're doing, send your kids home. Everything's going to be online now, classes wise. So your campus is completely dead. And it is like a ghost town. And we're trying to find ways to stay in tune with our guys and make sure that, hey, they're still doing what they're supposed to be doing from a class standpoint. But to tell them, hey, your season's done 15 games in, and all of a sudden it's a punch in the gut for sure. And there's so much uncertainty. Like, hey, what can they do? What can't they do with gyms closing and facilities closing, and basically, hey, bunker down for a few weeks and let's try to kick this thing. So, no, very different. I think it's uncharted territory for all coaches. And, the best thing we can do is, follow procedure, follow what we're being told to do, and look out for the kids' safety, number one, and then make sure, hey, they're taking care of their academics, and then, hey, let's kick it back up this fall. But there's just so much uncertainty. It's, usually you have some answers for some kids, and unfortunately right now we're just in a holding pattern.
Right, and I think that's a big thing is everybody thinks that there are answers that we just aren't being told, especially in the sports industry. But
yeah, if there's answers out there, I'd love some. So
right.
I'm just like the kids, man. I mean, this has been a weird process too, because the information a lot of times, with it being so global, and with social media being the front runners, that's where the kids are getting the initial news, and we're getting it at the same time the kids are getting it. So, I'm sure when the NCAA comes out with the rulings and, hey, how they're going to handle everything, the kids will have access just like us, and then hopefully we can get with these guys individually and find out what's going on and what they can and can't do. The only thing that I'm hearing is, hey, seniors are going to get that year of eligibility back. How that works, I don't know. How that affects the younger groups, I don't know. But how it will affect recruiting down the road, again, that's something we're going to have to tackle once the NCAA comes out with their ruling and what we're going to do.
Right, but your job doesn't stop. And I thought this would maybe be a little bit of slower time for guys like me, but it's actually been busier because guys like you are at home and got nothing better to do than work on the computer and talk to me. But you're still working, and I've been getting lots of emails. I know you guys are getting a lot of videos. I mean, there's still stuff for recruits to be doing right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we're staying in touch with all of our committed kids in the 2020 class, to all of our verbal commits in the 21 class. We're still receiving phone calls from the 22s.
Everything's all electronic right now.
Everything's all, I mean, electronic. We are in a dead period right now, so we're not able to go out and evaluate or get kids on campus. But the emails, the phone conversations, those aren't stopping. We're definitely staying in touch with these guys, trying to figure out, hey, what their situation is.
Right.
We have certain kids that are still allowed to go out and work out, and other places their schools on complete shutdown. So they're left out in the cold. They're hitting balls off of a tee into a net in their garage, or in their backyard. So, definitely staying in touch with those guys. From the recruiting end, we're still staying in touch with guys. We're, a lot of programs, there's that unknown. So we're staying in touch with guys. We're being as upfront and honest as we can with them. And right now we're in a holding pattern. So until the NCAA comes out with a ruling, we're still building relationships, answering as many questions as we can. We're getting a ton of emails, ton of video, which is always much appreciated. And we really don't have anything better to do than watch some of these videos. So,
Right. It's a
you
good
know,
opportunity for recruits.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
said to them, I said, there's never been a better spring to get recruited. They're all worried
Yeah,
about their high
and that's
school seasons being canceled. And I said, well, actually, this is a really good opportunity for you to develop some relationships.
absolutely. My son is a junior in high school right now, and obviously he's devastated that his high school season for right now is postponed, but it's at least going to be shortened, if not canceled like the rest of us. And the message to him and the rest of our guys is, hey, use this time wisely. Continue to train, continue to get creative with weightlifting to, make sure that they're getting their throwing in to their hitting, stay in shape. And hopefully summer is not affected by this, and they go roll right into to season in May and June, through the summer, and be ready for that opportunity. But it's a great time to grow physically and mentally, and learn how to deal with and cope with some of this stuff, and continue to work. And that's the message to not only kids in his situation, but our guys. Don't go home and do nothing. Go home and continue to train and get better, and do what you can to get better mentally and physically. And we'll give this thing another go starting next fall.
How big of a deal do you think it is, from aside from the huge disappointment and the missing out on the unbelievable experience? I know a lot of kids are thinking, well, now because without a high school season, I'm not going to be able to, put up numbers or show that I can be successful on the field, and it's really going to impact my recruiting. Like, how big of a deal do you think a missed high school season is going to have on, identifying or evaluating guys?
A small portion, I think. We're so busy in the spring with games, and I know how we operate is we're not able to get on the road a ton in the spring, and you're able to get out. It's easy to get out in Indianapolis for us, and see some games here and there after our practices. But for us to get on and go across the country to see a kid, it's tough. I mean, that's what we do during the summers, and hopefully the summer season is intact, and we have a list of guys that we're following, we're staying in contact with right now, and hopefully as soon as our dead period is lifted and everything seems safe, and games start picking back up, we're going to be back out on the road to see those guys.
So
And
don't panic is the message. Just keep working. You can keep sending videos. You can keep doing the things that
absolutely.
Coaches are able to really follow along with in the spring anyway.
Yeah, and with technology nowadays, it's these kids are still hitting. They're still getting their workouts in. Even our committed kids that have already signed, we're still getting updates on, hey, how's this? Hey, these are what my swings look like, and this is what I'm doing. Because again, we want them to be prepared for the summer leading into their first collegiate fall, and it's a good situation. They can still take the bad news and everything that's going on, but they can continue to train, continue to take video, and send it out. A lot of it is being done through technology anyway.
Right.
So the more video they can take, the better. That's what we want to see. I mean, everybody kind of has an idea of what they're, what we need to see and the information that we need. And I think kids are doing a really, really good job of it right now. It's as simple as, something on their phone and shooting a text or sending an email with a short clip of it. And it's been good so far.
All right. How much do you, speaking of clips, I've been partnered up with Flat Ground app and Pitching Ninja, and just doing what we can to put as much free content out there like this for kids to learn. How much you recruit off social media or try to pick up some leads there?
Man, to be honest with you, a lot. I mean, we look at all the video stuff too. I mean, the Pitching Ninja and Flat Ground, like you mentioned, we're on those. We follow it, and there's a lot of times something, hey, pops out to us, catches our eye a little bit, and we pick up the phone and we start digging a little bit and see what what's going on with that kid and what the background is. And, from that initial catch of the eye, video is really good. We get, oh man, I couldn't even tell you how many videos we get or emails we get with video every day.
So let me ask you this. When you go see a post, what do you want to see on a post? What helps you? Because I see some posts, it seems like overwhelming amount of detail. And then I see some posts where there's no detail, it just says hashtag uncommitted and then tags everybody in the world.
Yeah, it's a little bit of information is always good. Uncommitted. Okay. Well, where are you? Why is he uncommitted? Is it a grade situation? Is it, what's he looking for? I mean, that's the biggest thing for me is what is the kid looking for? But for me, from the physical side, it's going to be, the tools and what we see from the bat speed and the velocity and the pitchability. What you see on video with the eye is going to prompt us to then dig in.
So you're not so concerned with what is said in the captions?
No, not really. Because who knows who's putting it up. It's simple for me is good. Straight to the point. I want to know as much as I can. The name, where he's at, what year is he, and if he's uncommitted, that's our job to find out. Hey, why is he uncommitted, and what's going on here? And we ran across that. We run across it all the time. Sometimes it's he's uncommitted because they have a really good idea of what they're looking for, and that situation hasn't been brought up to that individual, and they're looking for something and that opportunity, they've had offers from other places and it's just not what they're looking for, which is fine. I mean, I wish more kids would have that understanding of what they're looking for. It makes it a lot easier and more direct and to the point rather than possibly leading people on that it's not a good fit. So but no, any information is always good. But of course, I mean, the first thing that's going to catch your eye is those physical tools that are out there.
So, as much as it sucks with the seasons halted and canceled like they are, I've been personally getting out of seeing personalities of the coaches emerge online on these social media platforms. You normally don't get to see much from them, and now we're kind of seeing the guys who are out there fishing, or the guys who are just rolling around on their living room floor with a baby. It's kind of interesting to see that. What are you doing?
Oh man, I'm spending time with my kids. It's it's crazy. We know it takes a lot of time away from our families during the spring. It's amazing, how much they put up with. But it's spend time with family right now. It's my son, my two daughters, see them a lot. My girlfriend's probably getting tired of me right now. Definitely see her a lot.
She didn't sign up for a full-time guy here.
No, it's part-time. So it's a surprise. It's I'm here a little bit more. But no, it's seeing family. That is for me. That's something that. Trying to take advantage of that, catching up with a lot of dudes, guys that you don't talk to, a lot during the spring, some friends and, just keeping in touch with them, just really,
whatever you can basically to stay.
Yeah, whatever I can. I'm binge watching Netflix right now. My
what
kids,
are you watching?
Oh man, my kids got me hooked on All American. So yeah, so almost.
Is that the high school football one?
The high school football one. So kids got me hooked on it. I'm almost done with it. So I don't know. I big card player, so I've been playing a lot of solitaire and anything we can come up with. My 9-year-old's learning how to play euchre, so that's exciting. But
wow.
Yeah,
the things that did you ever think you'd be saying that in the middle of what was a baseball season in the spring playing euchre?
No, usually the kids are forgetting who you are. So it's No, it's not bad. A lot of walking around. It's a little bit more exercising, but I mean, really anything to kill the time. I mean, it's hopefully once we're able to move around a little bit more, still can continue to take advantage of the downtime, because when it's time to go again, it's going to be full tilt and a lot of catching up to do, I'm assuming.
No doubt. In fact, my little one's over here trying to break in. Okay, yeah, you can have that lollipop. They're just
Yeah.
all day pantry. Hey man, I appreciate it so much. You taking some time, and I'm glad we can get some information about Butler out there. And for me personally, my goal is to get as much information out there to the amateur crowd and the high school guys, and let them hear from you. And I think the message of not panic, follow directions, kind of the adults in the government, they are not stupid people. And the more we listen and kind of do the social distancing, the quicker we're going to be back on the baseball field. So thank you for coming on here.
And that's what we all want. So bunker down and enjoy 2 to 4 weeks of family time, and don't take it for granted, and you'll be back on the field in no time.
No doubt, Coach. Thanks again, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.